Hope is it on? Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over here at the Bergen Gun Range with my new camera gizmo. Apparently there's Samsung tablet there's got a camera on it, and I've decided to try and start using it. What we have today is, last summer I did a comparison between two economy price shotguns, 410s, and one of them was this Hatfield. Now the Hatfield's a Walmart $100 gun, okay? So the Hatfield shot was 7.5s at 20 yards with a pretty big pattern, even though it says full choke on the barrel, with a pretty big pattern and a pretty big hole in the middle of it. A big enough hole in the middle of the pattern that a rabbit could walk through it unscathed. So I said I was going to cut one of those two guns off and decided to keep the FIE shotgun because it shot really nice for a 410. And so I've cut this one off. Now this is a folding gun, so you can take this gun and fold it around. It'd fold up to about right there. Okay? So what I did was, I went ahead and cut the barrel off, trued it up magnetically, and then put me a little finish on the end of it there, reset the bead and put it back on there. And then I inletted this cutout in the forearm all the way through, which allows the trigger guard to go up in there. Now the trigger guard had a big stud sticking out of it, so you could get a hold of it with your finger, and you don't need that. See, you can do that just fine. So what I did was I went ahead and cut that all the way off there, rounded that trigger guard off, and now it folds up very nicely. Added me a little Uncle Mike shell sling to the stock, and basically made me a nice little folding car, boat gun, whatever you want to call it. You know, I guess some people would call it a survival gun. My basic, I ain't worried about it. Anyway, but it's a cute little gun, packable gun now. So the next thing is to bring it out. It's been 6 months. Next thing to do is to bring it out and pattern it again with birdshot, see how it shoots, and then pattern it with 5 pellet 000 buck. Now this is a pretty good defensive load for a 410 shotgun, 5 pellet 000 buck. You know, you can hold that thing up to the sun and see them pellets in there, so you know they're in there. So I'm going to get me some ear mufflers on here and take 2 shots at the target down there, which is a full-size military pistol training target at 19 yards, turned around backwards with some orange target dots on it. This is Remington Long Range Express, 2 3/4 inch, half ounce of shot, number 4. See? Okay, we'll pull that back there and let's see how it shoots. I'm going to shoot at the bottom target dot. Really? Oh, it's got a safety on it. I forgot about that. Single shot shotgun with a safety on it. You imagine that? Hammer rebound wasn't enough for him. Oh, by the way, it's got a horrible trigger pull. Okay. Well, you can see some holes in that thing. All right, doesn't have automatic ejector, so you just pull it out there. Now let's try a 5 pellet 000 buck. And I'm going to shoot at the same point of aim. The comb is a little high for me. Probably wouldn't be for a little kid, but it's a little high for me. I'm not going to set that thing off by accident, that's for sure. All right, let's take a run down there and take a look at it, see if cutting it off helped. All right. right, come on, Mr. New Galaxy cameraman. Actually, I've had this Samsung Galaxy for a while. It's just now getting around to experimenting with the camera. Let's see. The shot pattern is fairly well, it's still got a pretty wide pattern to it. Of course, it has been cut off, but it's all right around in here. At this range, you might be able to kill a rabbit with it. If you had 7.5s in it, it'd be a little bit denser shot pattern. I think that one is new, so that's a hit with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at this range, yeah, it's viable as a defensive gun with 410 buckshot in it. The 5 pellet would do you the best, but you can also get 3 pellet. I was going to try it with deer slugs and just couldn't find any. I called around town looking for them. Walmart didn't have any. The store didn't have any. But we'll try it again with deer slugs and when I get some. Overall, chopping it off to 18 3/4 inches, which brings it out even with this vent post right there, where you got plenty of metal to put your bead back in. Doing what little work I did on it to make it a packable folding shotgun, or a more packable folding shotgun. Definitely worth the time. I'm glad I kept the gun. Well, that's about it for the old update on the folding, whatever you want to call it, gun. All right, folks, we'll see y'all. Like, take, share, pie, commentate, and subscribe. Click on the old Patreon if you want to do that. All right, then, we'll see y'all.